Hi everyone, my name is Bella and I'm a nail technician in Escondido, California, and I specialize in polygel. And honestly, if you've seen me on social media or know me in person, I am a die-hard fan of polygel, and I won't give it up. I won't give it up, and I will die on that hill. I love polygel. And I'm here to talk about what polygel is, if it's right for you, and what the benefits are and what I love about it. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So what is polygel? That is the biggest question I get whenever I talk about polygel or talk about nails is, what is it? It is fairly new, so I understand not many people know what it is, especially because acrylic has dominated the nail industry for forever. I just wanted to make this video to show both clients and nail technicians what polygel is, another alternative, another service that you could look into and see if you like it better. So polygel is a hybrid formula between acrylic and gel products, specifically hard gel, to come together to form what's called a hybrid gel or a hybrid product. Also known as polygel, acrygel, it goes by a ton of different names, but essentially it is this or this. These are both of my favorite brands that I love to work with. And instead of it being like acrylic that it is powder and liquid, it comes as a thick gel, almost like a thick paste is the only thing I can describe it as, and it looks something like this. So it's do a thick little glob right there. It's just like a thick gel that comes out of the tube. It's also different from acrylic in the sense that it doesn't air dry like acrylic. Acrylic, you can just let it sit for a couple minutes and it'll harden and cure and it'll be perfectly fine to start touching, filing, and painting over. Polygel doesn't, so you have to put it into a UV lamp in order for it to cure and harden. One of the biggest things though that I love about polygel, and honestly why I recommend it to a ton of people, is that it's odorless. It is completely odorless. There's no smell to it whatsoever. I know sometimes monomer can be extremely overwhelming when you're working with acrylic, and it's the fumes are just coming in and you're I'm gonna pass out from breathing this all day, especially if you're working with it all day. Sometimes it can get very overwhelming. You can get headaches, all of that. Polygel is completely odorless, and it is perfect, especially if you're working in a space that doesn't have any windows. Like me, my space has no windows, so I don't really have a lot of ventilation for any of this to go. So polygel is perfect if you're working indoors. And also if you're learning from home and you're trying to pick up something new, you won't have to worry about other people living with you being bothered by the smell as well. I remember when I was first starting and I was practicing on different mediums and I was working with acrylic, my parents hated it. They were open the windows, take that out, this is poisonous. I'm we're fine, you're fine, I promise, you're being dramatic. But it is an overwhelming smell, so working with polygel is the perfect solution if you're working from home. Another one of the big things that I love about polygel is how light it feels on your nails. When I was in cosmetology school for manicuring, I had one hand done with polygel and one hand done with acrylic, and the way that I could tell a noticeable difference of the weight in my fingers, I could tell that the nails that had acrylic on them felt more tense and stiff, and the ones with polygel, they feel very light. They feel similar to your natural nails. It doesn't really feel oh, I have something on my nails, which I think is a great advantage, especially for people who aren't super used to getting their nails done. And let's say they're getting them done for an event or they're just new to getting their nails done, it's not gonna feel oh, I have something on my hands. It feels very light and natural, and honestly I feel it is more comfortable not having to think about, oh, I feel it. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense with my words, but that's the only way that I can describe it. A big question I do get a lot of the times though is it better for your nails? Is it healthier for your nails? I heard acrylic is so bad for your nails, let me try this. And I talked about this in my last video, but I have to just stop and tell them no, no product is better or healthier for you than the other. And I could go on about this forever, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the person who's servicing you and how well they know how to take care of your nails and treat your nails and service you, because any product can damage you if it's used incorrectly. So to that I say no, because there's really no health benefits or safe benefits to it. It's really just to the person that's doing them on you. But that I have a preference for it, I definitely have a preference for it, hands down. And then removal. Is removal the same? Is it different than other nail services? It's the same. At least for me, I do the soak off method. You clip them down, file them down, very thin layer, soak them in acetone for a while, scrape it off, and you're good to go. That's the method of removal that I use. Some people prefer to file it down. Please don't rip them off, please. Like, please, I'm begging you. But any other method of removal is perfectly fine with polygel. And honestly, I think that's pretty much it. Those are the main reasons why I love polygel so much. And again, I can go forever about this. But if you're a nail technician who's considering working with a new product that, you know, you want to switch up your services, you want to try something new, try polygel. I think it's super fun. It's entertaining. It is a learning curve, but everything is. And if you're a client who's just like, I'm tired of acrylic or I want to do something new, try it out. See if you can find someone who works with polygel in your area. And if you're in my area, Escondido, San Diego, North County, hit me up. Yeah, so that is all for today. So if you have any questions regarding polygel or polygel brands or anything in general that has to do with nail services, just let me know in the comments and I'll be back with you next week. Bye.